Is it recording? As I'm signing whatever it is. Okay. So we're going to go over programming. It's just kind of the different types of programming. We went through this at that reception that we had at the end of the year. So it's just kind of a refresher course. Just a refresher course because we do have some new RAs that were hired over the summer, and so they haven't been through it yet. And a lot of you, most of you have turned in your programs already. Yes, you've been notified whether or not they're approved or not and what modifications you needed to make and all of that, so hopefully you've done that. We talked about things that you need to talk to conferencing. You've been notified, hopefully, of all of those as well. So if you have any questions about programming, let us know. But your first semester should pretty well be all mapped out for you. And tomorrow when you guys come, we'll do a time management and calendaring session. So bring your calendaring device, whether it's your planner, your phone, whatever you do, your iPad, however you keep track of your life. We need you to bring that. And we have a calendar with all the programs on it already. But if you don't want to, if a hard copy of a calendar that was pre-made for you doesn't work for you, then we need you to put it into the device that does work for you. Does that make sense? Okay. So, what is programming? Okay, programming is a simple but sufficient definition of residence programming. A simple but sufficient definition of residence programming is the creating, planning, financing, and administering of activities in an effort to build an attitude of community involvement and responsibility in residents. So it's very important that we do our programming to get students involved, okay? Whether they want to or not, we just keep encouraging them to do it. Why program? One of the most productive ways to establish and foster community and citizen development is through programming. Whether it's social, developmental, active, or passive, programming creates a connection between you and the diverse people in your community. Programming not only helps guide residents through time in your community, it makes their living area more than just a place to eat, sleep, and study. Okay? The goal of the residence office is to make residence a place where students can prepare for life after CSC. As a member of Residence Life staff, you will have a general understanding of the different issues your residents will be facing. We'll go into more detail of that on Monday. We'll have some speakers, the nurse, the counselor, those kinds of resources that we have available for you also for our residents. With this knowledge and the numerous resources available to you, you will be able to provide opportunities for your students to learn and grow in the areas that will affect them the most. Study skills, diversity, alcohol consumption, job hunting, sexual health, etc. Okay. The goals, the four basic programming goals in residence are to develop a community, to educate, to learn, to grow, to involve students in their own learning, and to provide an outlet for release of emotions and energy. Okay, does anybody know what social programming is without reading the slide? Sean.
Just bringing people together.
Bringing people together. Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Having fun versus like teaching something.
Okay. Social programming can be educational as well, but you want, just bring a group of people together. They're just designed they're kind of designed more for a closer knit community, like your floor and that kind of thing. And this year, we've implemented the new one requirement is that you do a floor program with just the residents on your floor. So that takes care of the social programming aspect, okay? And developmental programs are more what? Very fast. Focused on educating residents about the different issues that they may not face throughout college and life in general. Or they may face, sorry. These issues range anywhere from time management and exam writing to sexual health and diversity. Developmental programs concentrate on creating a learning atmosphere outside of the classroom by teaching subjects that they may not normally use in their curriculum or have in their curriculum. They deal with relevant issues and introduce the residents to different services and resources available to them both on and off campus. They promote diversity and the expansion of individual thoughts and opinions. Overall, the goal of a developmental program is to provide students with the tools necessary to become healthy and productive members of the community. Okay? Okay, and then active and passive are probably some of the easier programs to do. The most popular type of programming is an organized group activity, so a more active program. These types of programs can involve the entire community at the same time and in the same location. They typically involve group participation and can take place on or off campus. As a student yourself, you know that there are times in the year when availability and enthusiasm are scarce, and this can prove very challenging for organizing events, but it's at these times when the stress levels are highest, and so programming may not seem like the highest of your priorities, but they are important to relieve that stress. Passive programming achieves the same result as an active program, but students have the flexibility of participating at the program at their own time, on their own time. So it's just whether it's handing out brochures and educational information in the student center or bulletin boards, that kind of thing. Okay. Anybody have any questions on active and passive programming? How about, because we do have some that are newer, what are some examples that were done last year or this year that were active, passive, social, or developmental? Kind of get some ideas for those that probably still need to plan a little bit. Anybody?
Developmental, they did like condom Olympics, kind of. They had all the nurse was there, and then they had some of the different health services to kind of explain STDs and where they can go and prevention.
Okay. Good. Active. The gallon challenge, yeah. And a lot of participation on that one. So, and then social is just kind of just
Dances.
yes.
Yeah.
Nearly naked mile, yes. And then, what was the other one? Passive, I already said bulletin boards and that kind of thing. Okay. So, this gets kind of dry, and I don't want to read all of it, but there are different areas in the programming model. And this should be, I believe, in you guys' manual, right? So, we need to make sure you guys read over it. But you want to incorporate these things in your programs. Not all of them at one time in one program, but make sure you try and touch on these. And these are kind of some guidelines that can help you kind of maybe spark an interest of what you might want to do for programming. So there's always the arts, painting, sculpture, craft design, dance, literature, drama, theater, poetry, and more. Then there's community building, and we all kind of know what that is, and we were implementing that floor program, trying to get you guys to have a more close-knit relationship with your floor. Then there is cultural and ethnicity. So this covers areas of diversity and learning about cultures, raising awareness of different traditions, builds on similarities, religion, values, world issues. It can even be economic status, if we want to do like a food drive or anything like that to help out the less fortunate in the community. Okay? You did that clothing drive for Nearly Naked Mile. How much did you get?
Over 2,000.
Over 2,000 articles of clothing. That's awesome. And so we donate to that. So, and then environmental. So it can be an educational type deal. Animals, recycling, all of that stuff. And then occupational, this can be, help with resume writing, career fairs, applications, that kind of thing. And you guys aren't limited just to doing programs on your own. You can always bring in a speaker. Sometimes it may cost, sometimes they will come do it for free, sometimes they will, just a small like gift card for them to say thank you. So you can bring people in to help you with some of this stuff as well. Physical and emotional health and wellness. To help students maintain healthy living during their college career and to promote personal health and wellness. Let them know what their resources are. If they need help with like a dietary nutrition plan or whatever, we can help them get that. You can do a program on that. Do a program in the workout area. We had someone do a yoga program last year. So just kind of let them know what is it. Do programs to get them to know what's available on campus. More of the programming model is sexual health. Educate students on the importance of practicing health, consensual, and safer sex and developing their sexual identity. The goal is to make students aware of the resources on campus that directly relate to sexuality and sexual health. So you can do a program on that or incorporate social issues and awareness. Educate people to move beyond tolerance to celebrating those who are different from them in such aspects as race, color, creed, ability, sexual orientation, age, and ethnicity. That can be a tool to use for diversity program as well. Spirituality. Expose students to new ideas regarding the spiritual world and expand on their definition of spiritual and spirituality. Okay. Studentship involves students' academic success. Listed below are some of the programs and resources that students may access to enhance their learning and study strategies. I don't know where it's college life. The goal in this area of programming is to provide students with the opportunity to make a contribution to the betterment of college and college life. Okay? Just to open the doors of the college to the students and expose them to involvement opportunities that are academically related as well as those that are co-curricular. And this is what our wellness wheel looks like. But you can go into more detail on that. We did we do require that you pick from this wellness wheel to help you along with your program. Okay? Any questions or concerns? No? How do you guys feel about all of your programming that you did over the summer? And did you like getting that all done and kind of know that you got that first step out of the way for the entire semester? No, you haven't done it yet. So, JP, did you like it?
Well, I wasn't a huge fan of it because I don't really know when didn't have classes planned out yet at that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. To kind of plan what nights would work best for your